Illustration 1 of marginal costing CMA Inter, and they asked us to find out PV ratio. Just look into your book and see the question. I have no idea and no time to read out the question. Just please look into the question. And the first one is PV ratio. How to find out PV ratio? We already know that the formula of PV ratio is contribution by sales into 100. Don't mind my handwriting, it's actually pretty good, but right now I am not focusing on it. So we already know that the PV ratio formula is contribution by sales into 100, but here we have this format called sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution, and contribution minus fixed cost is equal to, what do you call that, profit. I'm so sorry, I'm just dumb as usual. And here we don't have the entire information about contribution, so we are finding out to fit in this formula. And sales, here actually we have sales as 1 lakh in the question. Just look into the table given in the question. And variable cost as 40,000, which means it makes contribution 60,000, minus fixed cost as 50,000, which means profit is 10,000, of course. So trying to fit this in this formula, this in this formula, because this is contribution and this is sales, and we only want these both. So coming back, contribution is 60,000 by sales is 1 lakh in 200. I am just dumb as usual. 60% is PV ratio. Okay, so they again asked us about BEP, and by BEP I'm telling you it's break-even point. Just look into the basics of this theory to know what is break-even point. If you want to know it, just comment down below, I'm going to tell you. And by BEP we have to know that the BEP formula is equal to fixed cost by PV ratio. Just now we we have fixed cost in the question as 50,000 and we computed PV ratio as 60%. Okay, and we are going to just do this. Wait, oops. All right, 50,000 by 60%. 50,000 by 60%. It makes 83,333. That's it. We don't have to really care about this 0.33 because it's however less than 0.5. If it's more than 0.5, you can always go to the next digit. I mean decimal or whatever you call it. And they asked us to find out margin of safety. Here we have to know the formula of margin of safety sales, or to be more shortcut, in the more shortcut form, margin of safety sale. We don't have to write this, we should not write this in the exam, we should write the whole heading. However, margin of safety is equal to total sales minus BEP sales. All right, here total sales, we have total sales in the question as 1 lakh, and we just computed BEP sales as 83,333. So we just have to compute. I'm so dumb, I'm using the calculator. Oops, minus 83,333. Okay, 16667. This is margin of safety sales. We computed the A, and here the B part is 20% of physical sales volume. If we increase, what's going to happen? So in the B part, we have 20% of increase in physical sales volume. 20% increase. I'm so sorry, I'm just lazy. I'm going to keep this as increase. Increase in sales volume. And we have sales volume given in the question as 1 lakh, and if it increases in plus 20%, how much is it going to be? 20,000. 1,20,000 is the sales volume for now for this question. And how is it going to affect? If this is sales volume, I mean, we just computed that the sales volume right now is 1,20,000. If they asked us to evaluate the effect, however, we have to find out the whole PV ratio, contribution, BEP sales, and MOSs, of course. We just computed, so we are pretty better with the formulas. And coming to the PV ratio formula, contribution, just repeat with me, contribution by sales into 100. Here we have to find out the contribution for this formula. However, we can fit in this 1,20,000 into okay, so 100. Let's just do some rough kind of thing here. If sales is 1,20,000, oops, I'm so disturbing. If sales is 1,20,000, what is variable cost? Variable cost will also increase along with the sale volume. So 48,000 is variable cost. Thank God it's right. And just minus it to find out the contribution. 1,20,000 minus 48,000, 72,000 is contribution, minus, what do you call this, fixed cost, I'm so sorry, minus 50,000 is 22,000, and this is profit. You might ask, fixed cost did not change here, because if the sales volume increases or decreases, variable cost goes like that, but fixed cost is always constant no matter what. And coming back to the problem, here we have contribution by sales into 100. So this is the contribution. Take this straightly here. 72,000 by 1,20,000 into 100. I'm going to calculate because you guys might not believe me. I know it's not an unbelievable thing, but still I'm just ranting. Okay, 1,20,000 into 100, it means 60%. Again, we have the whole 60% ordeal which just came right now. So here we go, 60%. And now break-even sales things. With break-even sales, so for break-even sales we need the fixed cost by profit volume ratio, which means 50,000 by 60%. I'm going to calculate. It is again 83,333. Correct. Okay, I just forgot that I stopped recording. So MOS's formula is total sales minus BEP sales. Oh, this is just me being clumsy again. And this is 1,20,000 minus 83,333, because this is what we computed as BEP sales just before this. And now total sales is 1,20,000, which makes this amount, which is now MOS's, which is I'm just so lazy to explain everything. So here we go. The second one is 20% decrease in physical sales volume, just like the before one. If the sales volume increases, then we are increasing the variable cost. If the sales volume decreases, then we are decreasing the variable cost in the same percentage as given in the question, and fixed cost remains constant. Just apply it in the formulas and then done. And the third one is 5% increase in variable costs. If the variable cost increases, then what happens? Let's do this. I thought of doing this thing called as 5% increase in variable cost, but it's just the same, just variable cost increases and all other remain just as in question constant. What do you mean by that? Okay. And then 5% decrease in variable cost. Here it's just the same as increase and decrease and whatever it is. 10% decrease in fixed cost, 10% increase and decrease in fixed cost. Here only fixed cost changes and other remains constant. Same, apply the formulas. 10% decrease in selling price and 10% increase in sales volume. 10% decrease in selling price. Among all of these, we're going to do this 7, 8, 9 because these are a little complicated than others. I'm just as clueless as you are, but I'm still trying. So the seventh one says increase 10%, 10% of this, which makes 1,10,000 as sales volume. Am I making this a little too long? Will people even watch me? I don't care. Oops. The heck I don't. This, we just increase the sales volume. It's that the process of doing. So now we are decreasing it by 10%. Selling price is going to be decreased. How? Okay, we got this. We are reducing 10% of its selling price, which means 1,10,000 minus 10% makes it 99,000, of course. Here it goes, 99,000 minus 44,000. How did we get 44,000? We are just reducing. No, we are first increasing the sales volume. That's it. And in the same way, we are doing all the other three things. It's just as simple as it is. I know you can all figure it out.